This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. More than 36 people turned out for North Dakota's ID event on the Turtle Mountain Reservation Tuesday. The state's Department of Transportation and Indian Affairs traveled to Belcourt to provide non-driver photo identification cards, which can be used for voting. Scott Davis, North Dakota Indian Affairs Executive Director, says the goal is to provide IDs to tribal members across the state. It's also an effort to move forward from litigation involving Native voters and the state's voter ID law.
It was always a goal of Governor Burgum, my boss, to make sure that all tribal citizens have be afforded to vote and not be turned away. So with the litigation that has been, done and over with, the dissent decree, orders by the judge to move forward and work together. And so in preparation for the June election, it's also part of it.
Davis adds communication with tribes has been key in making the ID event happen.
We need these relations. We need these stronger relations. And, the feds can only take us so far. We all know that. I mean, there's always that trust responsibility. That's sacred to us. That's our Constitution. That's our treaty. But locally, we talk about locally, county, state, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where it really gets real. And if you don't have those partnerships and you don't have those relationships, things get compromised. Things can go south pretty quickly.
The ID event is being held on the Spirit Lake Reservation Wednesday and 3 other reservations the rest of the week. The non-driver ID card is free to people 18 and older and will be mailed to residents. The Navajo Nation is aggressively testing people for COVID-19 as the number of positive cases exceeded 4,000 as of Tuesday. Navajo Nation President Jonathan Nez says the tribe has tested more than 11% of its population and is continuing large-scale testing events, which may result in another spike of positive tests. The tribe's also gathering data from healthcare facilities on recovery. Preliminary numbers from 6 healthcare centers show more than 1,000 people who tested positive for COVID-19 have recovered. The tribe's also continuing to deliver food, water, and supplies to families across the vast reservation. Tribal leaders and health officials are urging residents on the reservation to follow emergency orders and stay home to slow the spread of COVID-19 on the Navajo Nation. Ho-Chunk President Marlon White Eagle announced Tuesday the first reopening of a tribal enterprise. Ho-Chunk Gaming in Madison, Wisconsin is scheduled to reopen next week with COVID-19 safety and sanitation plans, which include temperature checks and food operations remaining closed. The casino will reopen with a phased-in process with limited hours to Players Club members only. A health and safety inspection is scheduled Wednesday in preparation for the reopening. The facility was closed in March due to COVID-19. Reopening dates for other Ho-Chunk gaming facilities have not been announced. The tribe's taking into consideration local health and safety measures and surrounding states' stay-at-home orders. Wisconsin restrictions were lifted after a court struck down the governor's stay-at-home orders last week. Legislation introduced by more than 40 U.S. senators seeks to address the digital divide experienced by students across the country who do not have access at home to the internet, including Native American students. Lawmakers and educators say the COVID-19 pandemic has drawn awareness to the digital divide, especially among low-income and students of color. The Emergency Educational Connections Act would provide $4 billion in federal support to schools and libraries, including tribes, to provide internet hotspots and equipment. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
It's the circle of life that teaches us to take care of each other, to use our voice when we are in need. Like the circle of life, there is an opportunity that comes around every 10 years, a chance to participate and let others know who we are and where we are. The 2020 census will be our opportunity to shape our future for generations to come. Shape our future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.